At Ritual, we know what goes into the holiday season: the potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. So this new year, take a moment for yourself with science backed support that puts you first. So, whether you're focusing on supporting foundational health with a clean vegan multivitamin or supporting your gut health with Symbiotic Plus, do it with 30% off your first month at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Strikeout Beer Podcast. I'm RD. How are we doing? It's a cold Sunday here in North Texas. Boy, you woke up, it was like 60 degrees. You're like, okay, you know it's coming. But yikes, the wind has just been whipping all day, like 30-mile-an-hour gust, if not 40. And it's cold out there. So, yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about the weather and how that's going to impact our week a little bit. I need to hit go live on Instagram, obviously, because I didn't do that yet. Tonight, this is day 5. Yeah, day 5 of clearing out the fridge. We're getting all old beer out, and we're not buying any craft beer or anything until we get that done. That's actually kind of delayed us going to like a brewery. I mean, not totally why, but Wine Mile, how we doing over there on Instagram? So we're having Guinness Draught Stout. Now, there is a way to open this, and I know I always kind of talk about that. Okay, upon opening, the famous round plastic widget in every can unleashes nitrogen through the beer, creating the creamy head and iconic surge that is distinctly Guinness. To best enjoy, open the can and wait a moment for the nitrogen to release. Pour into a glass, tilt it at 45 degrees, watch the surge and settle, and then enjoy. All right, so we'll go ahead and open it. It says 40. Wait. All right, there goes the nitrogen. No towel over here. Now, it says pour at a 45-degree angle. I don't know if that's, I guess you're pouring that, and then you got the glass at like 45 degrees. So, we'll see. Great beer. Enjoy that beer. I like it. You know, we had it's from a Sixer, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, we were making, I think this is from like the St. Patty's Day, if I'm not mistaken completely. 3.9 maybe. Yeah, 3.9. I don't know. That looks like a time though. But yeah, we were using, no, that's something else. Yeah. So we get this for St. Patty's Day. All right, so it's been a minute. We're going to go ahead and pour. All I have is my beer can mug, whatever you want it. Beer can glass? There we go. Beer can glass. All right. So we're going to give it a hard pour. That's what they say do. Just give it a go. Oh, boy, here we are. Now, obviously, it's going to take me a little bit. Look at that. They're not kidding. They use the right term for that, right? Surge. But yeah, these are the last 2 of these in the fridge. I'll let that sit there for a minute. Actually, let me go ahead and take a picture of it. But I hope everybody's having a nice little Sunday. They say like half the U.S. or whatever is under some crazy storm watch or weather watch, and we are a part of that. There we go. That looks great, especially with this cold weather coming through. Like I said, it's going to kind of mix up the week a little bit. Hey, Chug, Chill guy. What's up, Chill? How you doing? No, that didn't. You guys got me to chug it last time. Hey, Lizzie, how you doing, babe? Yeah, I don't want to chug it. Run some podcasts. Yeah, I'm just, this one. That's about it. Aubrey, how we doing? Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. Look at that head on that thing. So, yeah, I think we're going to do remote this week with Alan. It's not that I don't want him to come over, but it's like, all right, you're going to come over. We set up in the garage now. It's going to be freezing ass cold. Even when it's over, it's going to be windy and cold. So it's like we're not going to be hanging out back, having our cigars like we normally would, watching some TV and whatnot. But yeah, so anyways, there, look at that. Oh, yeah. That's a thick head. All right, cheers. Mazel, good things. Sup, how you doing, 808? Not bad. I do got 2 of them, so I thought about chugging it. And I was about halfway through it. I was like, you know what? Nah, not today. I'm just gonna. But I've only got this much left. So, man, it's creamy. It's super creamy. So according to Hop Thumb City's in the house over on Instagram, how we doing? So according to the internet, Untapped, which you can find what we're drinking over there at Strikeout Beer. This is a Stout Irish Dry, 4.2% alcohol by volume, 45 IBUs. 3.4 million check-ins. 1 million of those are unique. 17,541 monthly with an average score 3.76. That's out of 896,252 ratings. Now, here's a little information about the beer. Swirling clouds tumble as the storm begins to calm, settle, breathe it in for a moment, then break through the smooth light head to a bittersweet reward. Unmistakably Guinness, from the first velvet sip to the last lingering drop, and every deep, dark, satisfying mouthfeel in between. Pure beauty, pure Guinness. Guinness Draught is sold in kegs, widget cans, and bottles. ABV varies from 1.1 to 4.3. Guinness Extra Cold is the exact same beer, only served through a super cooler at 3.5 degrees Celsius. There you go. That's pretty much all the information you need to know about that beer. I love you so very much. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Lisa. How you doing? But yeah, that's really it. I mean, it's just been, like this weekend, I met up with Alan on Saturday. There was a buddy of ours that was going, they were like, hey, does anybody want to go hang out? And we're like, well, we're going this way. And of course, he didn't show up. He didn't want to come. That was a little bit further north and west for him. So it just, me and Alan went to Boomer Jack's over in Grapevine, had a couple beers, had lunch, essentially, gave him some 3D prints. He gave me a couple cool sports cards, Texas Rangers and Josh Young. I think 2 of those and like a Christmas ornament card or something like that. But pretty much just kind of talked about how we're going to do the SB Fantasy Football, the podcast for season 2. Also, how we're going to do the fantasy league again. We're going to revamp it just a hair. And then, had beers, talked crap, and just sat there and laughed, essentially for about an hour and a half. Now, the thing, we went up there to watch the first of the AFC North games, right? It was the Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Ravens. What's up, old school? How we doing, sir? Good to see you in here. We're having a little Guinness. I just chugged half of this, so now I'm just kind of talking. There's a big gap. Hopefully they can insert an ad or something in there so it's just not dead silence, but you know how it is. I hope you're enjoying your day. But anyway, yeah, I went up there. And so, the game kind of sucks. It's nothing. Cleveland's really not doing much. We're having fun, having some laughs or whatever. And then, of course, the lady, our waitress comes by. She's like, hey, it's a shift change. Like, yeah, no big deal, because usually they want you to cash out with them because they want their tip. I completely understand. Cash us out. Bring us the tab. We cash out. And so I looked down and I go, want another beer or two? I mean, we're not leaving, are we? I was like, it's like third quarter, I was like, maybe sit through the third quarter. He goes, yeah, fine. I was like, okay, cool. And so we sat there, and the waitress had our table and like 4 of the tables all in a line, right? So shift change comes. She doesn't really say anything to us, doesn't acknowledge anything. We're sitting there with I pretty much finished. Yeah, I finished my drink. Alan's finished his. We're kind of just sitting there, kind of finishing up, talking or whatever. And we're like, oh, let's have another one. Well, like I said, she only has 2 tables. It's mine and ours and the people next to us. She goes to them, but she doesn't come to us. And then they're kind of just standing over there where the register is. So I guess all they just got there. So they got to talk to everybody. How you doing? What's up? And all that kind of stuff. And they were over there for probably like 10 or 15 minutes. We sat there for a little bit. I was like, let's have some fun. Let's see how long it takes. And I go, if we get bored with it, get bored with it. And so we sat there, and time just kind of ticked away. And we're just like, all right, man. I was like, you know what? You want to just get out of here? He goes, well, I'm going to go head to the bathroom real quick. And then if she doesn't come by, then we'll just leave. Whatever. It's like, okay, fine. And that's exactly what happened. Nothing. Not anything. I was like, huh. I mean, must be nice to not really give a shit about your job, or making money or anything like that. You always hear, like, I see like 10 posts a day from random accounts because Facebook, for some reason, is like really pushing this out. I don't know why. Because the accounts are from like Canada and India and Australia and shit. And it's like, if you can't afford to tip, you don't deserve to go out or you shouldn't go out. I'm like, well, I mean, I can tip, and I tip pretty well, I think. But then you get this, right? Well, I'm glad she never even showed up and brought me a beer, because then I probably would have felt, well, let me tip you, whatever, on a, $5 beer. But it's just like, I understand they got problems with getting people to come to work, and I understand, like, the service industry is just completely wrecked, right? I get it. I got it. I get it. They don't pay their employees anything because they're like, oh, you know what I mean? And if they did, the prices would go up. So raise the prices, I guess. Raise it. What's up, Jay? How you doing? Thanks for that like over there on Facebook, man. How you doing? Just raise the prices. Raise it. Screw it. You know what I'm saying? Cheers, cheers. Cheers to you, buddy. Hope y'all had a good Christmas and a happy New Year. But that's my whole thing. It's like, let's just cut the shit and get, whatever. Then you can just start firing people. I say we just go away from tipping altogether. How about you pay your employees so I don't have to? Because if I'm having a tip 20 whatever percent, because most of the time, let's be honest, if you go somewhere now and you go through the little machine or they flip the iPad on you, it's not 10 or 15. It's not starting at 10 or 15 anymore. And that's kind of where it was back in the day. It was like, oh, well, this is 10%, this is 15%, whatever. It's 25, 30, and like on a coffee? Okay, well, I didn't ask for like any tricked out coffee. I actually just, asked for a regular pour it out of the pot, put it in the cup, handed me the cup. My orders are easy, man. I don't come out with all kinds of crazy shit. I'm not going to Starbucks looking for diabetes. You know what I'm saying? I just want a coffee. Plain. Nothing else in it. So, I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to just get rid of tipping altogether. Just get rid of it. Pay your employees, whatever. Let's just get this thing moving. It's so annoying. Because you know what happens if you don't tip what they think they deserve? You're a jerk. The previous waitress, I think we did 30% each. She was a nice lady. The beers weren't crazy expensive. That's the other thing, too. If you go somewhere, it's like $10 beer night, and, they crack a beer and hand it to you, how much are you really supposed to tip? Are you tipping $3, $2, $3 for them to open a beer or two and to hand it to you? I tend to do a buck each time you open me a beer. And maybe, the first time, well, I'll try to have a tab so then it doesn't really come down to that. But if I'm having to pay cash or something like that where we have to run things every single time, then, the first one might be pretty nice because I want to make sure that you see me and hey, hand me my beer. When I show back up to the bar, I want my damn beer. And that's the reason I tip. And I tip, like when we go to Vegas, I tip well if we finally get a effing waitress to come over to where we're at, I'll tip her well, especially if I know we're going to be sitting there for a little bit, because I want her to come find me wherever I'm at, because I've had them find me before where we go, we'll move machines or move areas. I go, hey, we're on the move, but we're going to be around here. If I get out of your area, that's fine. But, and it's just a couple bucks. I mean, yeah, if there's like, I think there's like 6 of us one time. And so we were like, yeah, get us, how about let's do a beer each. Here's $10 or 20. It was probably like 20, because I'll be honest, she came back every 15 minutes, and we fed her like $10 every 15 minutes because she just kept come back with a beer, come back with a shot, come back with a beer, come back with a shot. We were just good to go. I've gotten really choosy of where I go now. I have a couple places I'll go. I'm telling you, I'm not just going anywhere. I'm not, And we went to a really nice restaurant for New Year's. A place that I love, talk about all the time. Great service, great place, and there's multiple locations in the Metroplex. And, it was like, well, $6 beers. Okay, whatever. It is. $5, or was it 5 or 6? I don't know. And they're just 12-ounce Miller Lights. Nothing special, nothing fancy. And I'm like, yeah, here, it's a $1 beer, man. You literally spent, 20 seconds over here, okay? And that's the other thing. It's like, does it matter how much this stuff costs? Because if you're at a place that just marks everything up through the frickin' roof, then why the hell am I tipping based on like the total, right? I don't get that. And like, I know some places they talk about like a fancy, like you go to a nice steakhouse or something like that. They back, 20 years ago, you didn't tip on like liquor, or something like that, because that shit's priced to the roof. But like a meal, service from your waiter and things like that, that's kind of what you tipped off of. But yeah, it's crazy. When I try other places, I always remember where I stay loyal to the ones I like. Absolutely. I agree with you. Applebee's and Jay. I'll tell you what, I think I tipped the highest when we were at Applebee's. Nick, how you doing over there on Instagram? What's up? I'll be honest, and because when we used to go to Applebee's, it was, it's $1 beers or $2 beers or whatever, half price app. There's some kind of crazy thing. And it was when we went out to Pastime Comics and have our live stream out there. Me and Alan would go out there, hang out with the guys, and then we go to Applebee's afterwards. Grab a couple beers, handful of beers, handful of beers, some apps or whatever, and then they bring you the tab, and you see the bill, and it's like $22. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to tip $10 on it because how many freaking trips they had to make we were at the bar. So, it's in a vicinity, right? But all the trips he had to make back and forth and, this and that and the food and all whatever. And then I was like, let's run it back again. Let's get some more shit. So anyways, this beer's just sitting there in my hand, not really doing anything. So something needs to happen, right? Cheers. All right. And I got can 2 right here. Again, Guinness Draught. You have to crack this thing, let it sit for a minute. You got to release the nitrogen ball. It's foaming out the top. Okay. Did the NFL game stop or end yet? I am refreshing because we are going to talk the NFL and we're going to preview the night game tonight between the Vikings and the Lions. Okay. All the games are final. I'm refreshing the playoff picture, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Whispers is really good at service. Whispers sounds like a strip club, bro. Are you serious? Just throw dollars at them. Wait, is that a strip club? Whispers? Hold on. Whispers. Let's see, where do you live? I know it in my head. Like, I know where it is. I know. It is a gentleman's club. I've really only had, 2 bad experiences at a strip club. And one was when we went to the Masters in Augusta. There's only one strip club there, obviously, and it's kind of whatever. It's next to a pool hall, too, and I actually liked spending time in the pool hall and not spending time there. But, yeah, so, we got there, and the guys, we all sit down or whatever, and it's just a small place. It's like a hole in a wall. It's, terrible. But anyway, the guys got their money. They put their money down. They were like, okay, here we go, whatever. Well, one of the strippers, one of the cokeheads, she was strung out on something, dude. She comes by, grabs the money, and throws it at the chick that's on stage. So essentially grabbed all their money and threw it at this chick. So, oh, shit, I just banged the hell out of that. And we're like, what the hell's going on? And, of course, they made a little bit of an uproar about it. They're like, hey, we need to talk to somebody. I mean, what the hell are you doing? What are you touching any of this stuff for? We'll put it up there when we're I'm good and ready. And so anyways, I was like, yeah, I'm good. And so I just wandered off. I went outside and hung out, called Lizzie, see what she was up to or whatever. I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing this. This ain't for me. All right, so let's go ahead and pour this. Now you got a full pour. Tilt your glass 45 degrees. You just let it go. But yeah, back in the day when we used to go all the time, it was easy peasy. I mean, you just kind of chill. I mean, most of the places around here are just cool. I mean, even some of the low rent places were still just fun to go and knock around in. BYOB places get me in trouble because I brought a case with me. I'm drinking it, right? I'm just cracking, ripping, going, right? And the other ones, they get me in trouble too, because then it's 5, well, actually it's more than that. It's, well, is it? Hold on. There was Baby Dolls or something like that. They used to really have reasonable drink prices. Like you're talking a couple bucks because they want you to spend your money on the chicks, right? They're not trying to rip you off on the drinks. So yeah, if I remember correctly, it was $5 maybe, something like that. And especially if it was during the week, you went after a Ranger game or something like that. It was crazy. There was one back in the day, BYOB. Yeah, they had 2 here, and it was Jaguars. They changed the name of it, but they I remember rolling up. We used to go there all the time, just a bunch of friends. I was, Lizzie, myself, friends, their girlfriends and wives, and we'd just go and party. And yeah, I remember rolling up. I had 2 cases of beer with me. And they're like, whoa, you can't bring that. I go, when the hell, is this not America? I go, no, we changed man. I go, okay, all right. He goes, but don't worry, we got drink specials and all that kind of stuff. It's a couple bucks to get in. It's not like it, it was before. I was like, okay. It's whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, it just, I haven't been in a while. The last time I went with my brother. And he got in trouble because, I guess he wasn't supposed to be there. And I was talking to Lizzie the whole time. I was like, hey, we just got done playing golf. I think we're going to head over here. It's and it was a holiday weekend or a holiday day or something like that. It might have been Labor Day or something. And so there's no one there. you're just kind of like looking around like, what the hell is going on? How's this place even in business? Like I said, it was like maybe it was a Tuesday. Was it a Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. It was some random day. So I was like, I think I'm good. And I hadn't been in years, just years. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going back. Like, there's just nothing, just not for me. It really isn't. I'll be honest, I had more fun when I used to go with Lizzie. When me and Lizzie would go and just bar hop and then end up at a tattoo parlor or a strip club or something like that, just kind of hanging out, just having one more beer before we called it a night. Yeah, that was fun. Now I'm like, it's just not for me. It really isn't. All right, NFL games have finished up. We can go ahead and take a look at those scores. But, real quick, with the weather this week, we will be remote. It's supposed to be obviously below freezing, like tonight, tomorrow night. It just pretty much the rest of the week. Snowstorm moves in on Thursday. So heavy snow, it's predicting right now heavy snow on Thursday, some snow on Friday. So that'll just, hopefully everything will be fine and we get the internet up and running. So because we do multiple live streams and then I do the Friday happy hour on Fridays. So shouldn't be a problem. Everything looks like the temps. It does get a little chilly the next 3 days, but the snow, we don't really get a lot of snow out this way. So I assume everybody's just going to stay home. Now, we used to go out at night when it was snowing and just go like parking lots, do donuts and stuff like that. That's always fun when there's like not gridlock traffic to go screw around. But yeah, it's the ice that gets us. It always does. And I saw that they treated the streets a little bit, but I'm like, this is people, they are going to cancel school for sure. I'm not going to go to work on Friday. That's the day I got to go into the office generally, but I'm like, I'm not going in now. And I'm on the fence about going in tomorrow. All right. So anyways, look at this. All right. So it finally settled. Again, it's just black. Now, if you hold a light up to the bottom, you'll see some red in there, red hues and whatnot, a creamy, thick head. And this is a tan, if you want to call it, off-white. So cheers. There we go. Nice. These are the last two I have in my fridge. That's what I was telling Wine Mile a minute ago. Like when we started, I was like it's just, we're getting rid of all the beers in the fridge. And look, I was like, I saw these. I go, I got two of them. I go, hey, we'll do a little double action tonight. All right, NFL time. You're not going to believe this. Today's games were the most unpredictable, just crap you've seen all season. You got teams resting. All right, we'll start with Saturday. AFC games, AFC North, I should say. Ravens thumped the Browns 35-10. Bengals hang on 19-17 against the Steelers, but it's all for nothing. That's right, folks. We'll talk more about that here in a second. But yeah, Bengals, they win. It's just like, it was an ugly game too. I didn't like it. I didn't feel good about it. Didn't feel good. Panthers beat the Falcons in overtime, 44-38. Falcons need to go back, regroup, think about their life decisions. And Panthers, hey, there's always next year, right? Texans finally score more than 2 points, 23-14, beat up on those Titans. That's a game that I think Vegas had the Titans as a favorite. And I was like, I don't know, man. But I was like, man, they did score like 2 points against the Titans or against the Ravens. It's like, screw it. But anyway, Eagles sneak out one, 20-13 on the Giants at home. Colts, they win a game in overtime, 26-23 against the Jaguars. Cowboys lose again. I know you're not shocked. 23-19. Commanders get that win. Last-minute field goals. Packers take the lead over the Browns after trailing like the entire game, it seemed like. They take the lead, give the ball back to Caleb Williams with approximately, did he have 56 seconds left? I feel like he had like 45 seconds, 50 seconds, something like that. Gets down the field goal range. They get it through. The celebrations, I think it's Cairo Santos, their kicker. His celebration was the best. He's flying around the field, tries to do a little Lambo leap and gets rejected and whatever, but it is what it is. Bucks host the Saints. They win, obviously, 27-19. Bucks, no fear at all. I mean, they were actually having trouble putting points up against the Saints. I don't know what the hell was going on. Mike Evans gets his $3 million bonus. It was kind of crazy because at the end of the game, they're like, Mike Evans needs 5 yards. Everyone's aware of it. They get the ball back from the Saints. There's like 30 seconds left, if not just maybe 40 seconds, 30 or 40 seconds. This is normal. Kneel the ball, call it a game. And they're like, you know what? It's risky because we could lose it if it's like a pick six or something happens. Something can happen. We could lose this game. But you know what? We're going to try for our guy. And Mike Evans, when he got I think he got 7 yards on that catch or whatever, got his bonus. The stadium goes ape-ass, and then they kneel it out and call the game. Bills go to New England and get beat by the Patriots 23-16. And just as dumb as that win is, Mayo is canned like minutes after the game's over. I don't know if it was minutes. It was probably like an hour, but yeah, he gets canned. What an idiot. I mean, it's his first year as a head coach. But you know how valuable this year's first round, your 101 draft pick is? Like, dude, you're an idiot. I can't believe it. Like, what were you thinking? And, yeah, moron. And so he gets canned. You can't have that kind of person running around, to be honest. Like, it's just, the guy's just sitting there just hammering holes in your boat, essentially. God. Anyway, so, yeah, he's gone. What else we got here? The Chargers actually beat the Raiders. Okay, cool. 34-20. Raiders suck. Chargers don't look great, and they're heading to. Let me double check something because TJ did send something. TJ sending text messages that are absurd. I just don't believe in the Chargers. I don't think they're going to do anything. I don't think they're going to make any hay in the playoffs. The Cardinals put up almost 50 points on the 49ers. They win 47-24 at home against those Niners. Broncos just beat the piss right out of the Chiefs 38-0, but the Chiefs were resting everybody. Carson Wentz can't really do anything. And that is where the Bengals season ends. So they got all the help they needed. Because the Jets did beat the Dolphins. They beat them 32-20, and the Seahawks beat the Rams 30-25. But yeah, 38-0. Bo Nix come out just slinging it. They scored like within 5 minutes, scored again like 5 minutes later. They were all over them. But I was like sitting there thinking to myself like that. Well, luckily this wasn't like in Kansas City. Yeah, if this wasn't at Arrowhead, because I'm like, you go to their house and try to show them up and run up the score or whatever, you're probably going to face them in the playoffs, and it won't be pretty. I mean, I believe in the Broncos. I think they're a good team. I think Bo Nix is. I'm waiting to see what his second year looks like. But I think there's finally some people seeing some teams making some hay over there in the AFC West. And the Chiefs have just moonwalked into the playoffs every single year for like the last decade because the other teams suck that bad. They're terrible. They're all terrible. Anyway, and then that's it for all the the Saturday and the Sunday games, the early games, the afternoon games. The big game of the week is the Vikings and the Lions. Now with this game, you know what? Or should we do playoff picture right now before we take a look at that? Let's do playoff picture. Let me refresh, make sure I got the right stuff in front of me. All right. All right, here we go. Are you ready? I'm ready. AFC Chiefs. They're going to play Denver. Yeah. Oh, no. That was already happened. Excuse me. Pardon me. Chiefs are number 1 seed. Bills number 2 seed. Ravens number 3. Texans number 4. Chargers number 5. Steelers number 6. Broncos number 7. There you go. I mean, Chiefs get a break. They took a break this week to get the bye week next week, so they get essentially a couple weeks off, and it's awesome, right? Rest your guys. You are the team to beat. There's no doubt about it, right? Then you're going to have the Bills and Broncos playing. I feel like the Bills are going to just take care of business because why wouldn't they, right? Ravens and Steelers are going to play. So the Ravens are going to host the Steelers. I hope the Ravens just beat the brakes right off I hope the Ravens beat the brakes right off the Steelers. The Steelers do not belong in the playoffs, right? Yeah, they were in first place in the AFC North up until yesterday, but they have no business being it. They're not a good team. They're not. They won 10 games. If they lost 7 in a row, they lost in a row. They're just not good. Their defense keeps them in games, but they're just not good. Their offense is so shaky. And it's crazy because, I guess it's not that crazy because Pickens is bonkers. He's batshit crazy. And Russ Wilson has returned to form, so he's just kind of dicking around. Like they lost the game. He didn't throw the ball away. I think as the time was running out, he didn't throw the ball away. He kept it, went inbounds, and that's how the Bengals end up winning the damn game because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Chargers and Texans, I don't know. I feel like the Chargers should win this game. The Texans are just showing you they're not a good team. The last couple of weeks have been just terrible. Chargers will lose a game on you. So here's my picks right now. We'll talk more. We'll make our picks on Wednesday for Strikeout Beer. Give me the Bills, Ravens, and Chargers. That's who I think is going to win in the AFC. Moving on, and then you're going to have the Chiefs playing the Chargers. And then, obviously I think the Chiefs are going to win that. Bills and Ravens, don't know. Couldn't tell you. I do not know. No idea. I don't know because you don't really know which team's showing up. If they both show up, holy crap, it's going to be just a beautiful day for football fans. But yeah, Chiefs go maybe the Super Bowl. It's Chiefs. I've been saying the Bills, but I think if the Bills play the Ravens and Lamar's on fire, you're gonna find out who MVP is real quick, right? They've only said it's between these two dudes, and you got other characters and players and whatever. I don't know why I said characters, but you got other people that's absolutely could be. Bengals would have been scary in the playoffs. They always are. Alan made a comment about it yesterday. He goes, "Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have zero interest in winning the game, and it's not because they're scared of the Bengals or anything like that. They just know that there's a history there, right? And, if the Bengals get in, they play the Bills. They can beat the Bills. If they beat the Bills, then the Chiefs have to play the Bengals. And that's just something that I'm sure they don't want to do. They obviously don't want to do it. But either way, I think Chiefs, obviously they're heavy favorites to win it this year. Chiefs they find a way to win. If they can't find a way to do it, trust me, they're the refs will. Big Bang Fireworks and Sherman, how we doing? Anyway, I made that joke, whatever it was, and boy, I tell you what, Chiefs fans don't like jokes. All right, NFC, Lions currently in the one hole. Then you got Eagles 2, Bucks 3, Rams 4, Vikings 5th, Commanders 6, Packers 7. That's it. I mean, really, you're just working on seeding at this point, and it's for the division. I think it might come down to tiebreakers because if the Lions win, that means they have the tiebreaker. Can they even lose? Can they lose and win this game? Oh, they'd be 15-2, so it wouldn't be a tiebreaker. Yeah, football. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Hold on. This is for the NFC North, right? So if the Lions lose, they'll be 14-3. The Vikings will be 15-3. There's no tiebreaker. So yeah, winner of this wins the division. The winner of this wins the division. And you want that number one seed. You want the extra weeks. You want the bye week. I don't know. Me and Alan were talking about it, and it's like, well, if Minnesota's defense comes to play, that's where the problem's going to be. Because if it's a boat race where there's no defense shows up, the Lions should be able to outrun the Vikings. You're looking at two teams with a great offensive weapons. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones for the Vikings. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs in the backfield with Dave Montgomery going down. He's now just him. Laporta, Jameson Winston. Jameson Williams. Yeah, obviously, he's going to get some action tonight too, and he's a playmaker. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I hope it's not a dud. That's the one thing I think that is in the back of everybody's head. Could be a dud. Defense. If the Vikings defense shows up and gets after Goff doesn't handle pressure well at all. The thing is, you can't really get to him. They got a great offensive line, but if you get pressure on him, he folds. So this is for all the marbles for that. Obviously, if it's like this, Lions get the bye. The Eagles get to play the Packers. They're going to just destroy them. The Packers suck. They don't know what the hell's going on. They are in disarray. You're going to have the Bucks take on the Commanders. That's a game I'm very interested in. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Jaden Daniels and my God, Baker Mayfield. I don't know what's going through my mind right now. So I think that'll be fun. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, you'd have to go Bucks maybe. I don't know, but the Commanders do have an ability. They can go on the road and they can win. And then you have the Rams and Vikings. Obviously, the Vikings should win this game. Rams, they won the NFC, and I get it. They have 10 wins, but every time you watch it, it's their defense. You know what I mean? That wins them ball games. It's nothing else. It really isn't. Like, Jesus Christ, they can't score for anything anymore. And they got great players, great offensive weapons. But what's the deal? Why can't they score? Score like 15 points. They scored a little bit more. They scored more this week, obviously. They scored 25. And in the last couple weeks, it's been, I'll just pull it up right now. I got it right here. 13 points, 19 points, 12 points. They did go toe-to-toe and beat the Bills on December 8th. 44 points. So, I don't know. I don't know where the hell their offense has been the last couple weeks, but either way, it's I just don't believe them. I do not believe them. And I think the Vikings should take care of business. Obviously, they'll swap spots. If the Vikings win today, then then the Lions will play the Rams, and that'll be interesting because that game, I believe, went to overtime earlier in the season. So, but yeah, there you go. Coming out of the NFC, it's got to be the Eagles or the Lions, and I think with a healthy Jalen Hurts, I don't know. I just kind of saw them, but I don't know if America wants this, but Chiefs Lions would be cool. Just a lot of offense. Chiefs got a good defense. Lions have nobody. Their defense is terrible. There's a reason they have to score, so many points a game because they give up a ton of points a game. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I will alternate, let's say Bills, Lions, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Eagles, something like that. I think we'll be fine. If we get the Ravens in there, buddy, Ravens, Lions, I don't know. But there you go. There's your rankings. There's your playoff picture. There's your outlook. Should be a lot of fun. Now, let's go ahead and take a look just real quick. We'll look at the game tonight because actually I got to go because the game will start in about 15 minutes. So right now, the Detroit Lions, 3-point favorites. They're at home. They're minus 160 on the money line. Obviously, Vikings getting 3. They're plus 135 on the money line. Over-under set at 56.5. They expect this to be an absolute barn burner, blistering, shootout, which is not crazy. I guess you've seen like 60 before, but I don't know. I haven't seen 60 in a long time. But anyways, so 56.5. I'll probably go over. Maybe if I can buy a point, a half point or whatever, 23-24, or I'm thinking maybe 21 to 24 maybe, somewhere in there. So that leaves you at 55. No, that ain't 55. Yeah, no, that's only 40-something. I don't know. I don't think I will over. It'd be fun. That's what people want to see. People want to see fireworks. They don't want to end the regular season on a dud. There's a reason this team or these two teams are playing. It's for the division. It's for the most. It's not the most wins of the season either, and that's one of the things that kind of pisses me off because I did pick the Lions. I think to have the most wins in the season, and that's what with them they'll be 15-2. They would tie the Chiefs. So I guess I don't know. I guess I wouldn't win that. I wouldn't win that bet, but it is what it is. Let me knock this thing back real quick, and then we'll sign off. We got stuff to do. I had to go around the house, make sure all the faucets and stuff were covered and wrapped, and it's cold-ass weather. Yeah, this will warm me up. Cheers. All right. Yes, indeedy. Woo. Woo! Yeah, baby. It's so creamy, and it's like the poundability's through the roof because there is no you let it kind of warm up a little bit, and there's none of that sting from like your American lagers or whatever. It doesn't burn or anything like that when you slam it, and yeah, not bad at all. Got a little bit in there. There you go. But give me the Lions tonight to win. This week. Listen, if it's a crazy game, I might just show up alive and go live again. You know what I mean? But I expect that I'll go to bed at a decent time because I do want to go to work tomorrow and knock some things out. They should do a Chiefs versus refs. Who would win? The Chiefs are the refs are for the Chiefs, so then they would just let them win, right? Tomorrow. Do I usually go live on Mondays? I can't remember. Oh, I do like Sunday studs and Monday miracles or whatever. That's SB Fantasy. That's done. For SB Fantasy, though, we do have some rule changes and some upcoming adjustments to the league. We will expand a little bit. We're going to have a lot of fun next season, but this is pretty much the last I'm going to talk about it over here. You want to be part of that league? You want to get in there? It's patreon.com/strikeoutbeer or be a subscriber to the SB Fantasy Football pages. And pop in. When we open the league, we're going to ask people. We're not going to ask over here. We're asking over there. But we do have rankings and things like that. They'll be coming out. I know it's early, and we're like, hey, why not? Why not just get our top 50 out and just talk about these guys and the difference between this year and last year? Have a lot of fun. I think Alan wants to keep going. He wants to do it all year round. I'm like, that's fine with me. We'll put effort into it. It just obviously would be just a weekly thing, just kind of like what we do with the Wednesday show, just a live stream then, and some random videos where it's not live, but they're recordings, so we can drop them whenever we want, and we don't have to answer, questions and things like that. Even though that's the whole point of going live, is interacting with the chat and things like that. We have a lot of fun answering questions. I know Alan loves it. This is his first Saturday that he missed. I can't believe he didn't go live last night. He lives for it, just craves it. Yeah, someone was like, hey, we're going. What do you say? Someone asked if we're going live. He goes, well, I mean, if you got questions, I'm here with Rapid Dave right now, so fire away. He goes, who's Rapid Dave? I go, right? Who the hell is that guy? So I was like, all right, cool. But I don't say it over there. I say RD. So maybe they don't. I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah. So this week, again, I do have to do. Like I said, I'm clearing out the fridge. So I don't know if I'm going to do like all lives or some videos and TikToks and some short reels and things like that, or just pop on and say hi. Still haven't. I've been talking about coming back to streaming, like as far as Rapid Dave streams on Twitch. Just haven't done it. Got everything. I got everything I need. There's nothing holding me back other than me. So it's just me. And we do have some road trips coming up. We're heading west next month. And when we used to go on road trips, like last year, I would put the phone up on the car, hook the charger up to it, and just go live while I'm driving. Talk, BS and things like that. It's kind of easy because I'm just sitting there driving. I mean, I'm not staring at the phone. And if someone asks a question, Lizzie would be like, hey, the person wants to know about this, or they say hi or something. I mean, and if we're heading west, there's nothing out that way. I mean, it shouldn't be hardly any traffic or anything. It's in the middle of nowhere. So, all right, I got to get out of here. It's 7:12. Thinking about Vegas for the Super Bowl. Old school. I might be there. The guy we go to Vegas with, we haven't talked to him about it. Last year we didn't go. We went to our buddy's house out in Weatherford. The last couple years before that, we went to like the party at the Cosmo. I think it's Cosmo. Is that what it is? It's got to be. Yeah, Cosmo. Massive banquet hall, whatever, with like, personal, like, private couches and waiters and stuff like that, and open. I mean, everything's open, free everything, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. So if that's the case, I'll go. But if it's not the case, I'm going. Even I asked Lizzie about it too. Her birthday's coming up, and I think we're just Vegased out for a little while. I think we're going to go in the summertime though. So keep that in mind. I don't know if it's going to be August again or if it might be June or July. I don't know when, but we want to go back out there, but we're just going to take some time because we're going out there kind of often. The last two times we had fun. Even the last trip we had a lot of fun. But yeah, if you're going out there for the Super Bowl, one, it costs money to get into everywhere. Any place that has TVs, and they have bars and stuff like that. Yeah, you can kind of hang out and watch the game, like say, if you're walking by the sports book or whatever. But I'll tell you this, if you've been, this is a perfect example. You ever been to Caesars? When you walk into Caesars, you take a right and you start looping around like you're going to the sports book, right? Sports book's kind of confined, not a lot of seats, a massive bar. Their book is kind of just weird, right? It's a cool experience, but it's weird. And then they have chairs. Like there's a bar, and then there's the screens, and then they have this rows, like probably 10 wide, 50 back. And that's where you can sit and watch the game, and it's terrible. It sucks. Like when you walk, you're like, what the y'all paying? How much y'all paying for the sitter? $100. So I went to a Super Bowl party at Tropicana last time. It was huge. Yeah. If you can get into a Super Bowl party or you're willing to pay for it, I think it's a great experience. I got married at the Tropicana. R.I.P. baby. They tore it down too. Or they're tearing it down. I saw it last time I was there. I was like, oh, that's where they're putting the Vegas Athletics stadium. So, but yeah, if you go, if obviously right? If you show up, you're going to have to pay for a party. The parties are cool. They're over the top. I think most of them are worth the dough, like $100, up $100, depending on the drinks and the food selection, stuff like that. If you're paying $500 to have a table and then paying for I was like, it ain't hailing. I was like, it sounded like hail, but I was like, no. Yeah, that's probably just acorns or shit. But it's the best way to do it. Yeah, but if you can go to a party where it's cool and everybody's kind of, like ours, I posted pictures of it too. Like you walk in and I mean, I'll tell you what, there's thousands of people there. There's multiple bars. There's multiple places for food. All the food is amazing, crazy, awesome. The couches are all that rolled leather, and you just kind of sit back and relax. And there's probably, I don't know, 100 of those couches. You fit 4 to 6 people on them comfortably. People come around. I got a massage. She was like, "You want a massage?" I go, "I don't know." She goes, "It's free." I go, "It's not the money." I was like, "I just don't want to be touched." I was like, "But you know what? Fire away." And she just give me the business. So anyway, if you go, let me know. I'm not saying I'll slip out, but I've been known to slip out and disappear because obviously the Bengals aren't going to be in it. I mean, you should go. I mean, Chiefs might be in it. Hey, I'm going to tell you this right now. I looked it up yesterday. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I got to go. I got to get out of here. It's 7:16. But anyways, the Super Bowl is down in the Superdome, isn't it, or whatever it's called? What is it called? The Caesars, whatever. It's down in Louisiana, man. I mean, you should make a trip south and go to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying. There's packages and stuff like that on NFL, and they're never sold out. And I doubt they'll be sold out again if the Chiefs go back one more time. They're not going to be sold out again. So they might if the damn Detroit Lions get in, because all of a sudden all these Michigan clowns are going to be down here. But yeah, thought we can talk. We'll talk later. I got to go. It's almost game time. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of the show, the stream. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, whatever you got to do. I'm RD. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time. Adios.